Hey, Chris.
Rob!
How are you?
Oh, jeez, you know what? I'm going to be honest with you, Rob. I've missed you this week.
You missed me.
No, I have missed you. I've been thinking.
It's been a quiet week.
Yeah, well, I've been busy work-wise, but it's been quiet with regards to friendship.
Work-wise, you've been busy. Wow, that's great.
Well, it seems to be climbing, but it's all online stuff, as you know. So it's not. Oh, here I've got your loudspeaker. I'm going to get you off loudspeaker. Let me do that.
Yes, please.
Yeah. Oh, you see what's happening there?
There we go, people. Everybody, that's good. That's good.
Well, if it wasn't semi-professional on my behalf, Rob, people would start to get worried that I was maybe using my time in lockdown to actually better myself technically. We don't want that.
Take some of them free workshops that are out there. And we've just lost connection. So yes, that was one of my first stories. Was the fact that, oh, he's back now. Hello.
Motherfucker, Rob.
Thank you, Chris. Hi, how are you? Okay, so that was actually one of my first stories, was the free workshops. It's unbelievable.
I'm just going to keep going.
How many, you're still rolling, right?
Yeah, I'm still rolling. I didn't say motherfucker twice.
That's okay. You just said it 3 times.
Motherfucker, I'll say it 3 times.
There's 4.
Hold on.
Okay.
Do you think a ghost will appear in the room and start being bad to me? Okay, sorry.
No, it's all good. It's all good. Listen,
Yeah,
my thing is, all these photographers are out of business.
Everybody.
Nobody's working. You know, you might be doing a little bit of retouching work. If you know some graphic design, you might be doing some graphic design, whatever. But the fact is your expertise is photography.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You are a sole proprietor.
Yeah.
What could be any worse than to have someone like Nikon or a major magazine start giving away online free tutorials and workshops?
Genius.
Those are the things that you and I could be doing to supplement what little income we might be having coming in right now.
That's the stuff I am doing, Rob. Am I going to say a dip in my income?
Well, Nikon's giving it away for free.
No, I know. I've heard this.
And there's a couple of magazines on YouTube, like print magazines or online web magazines that have got their paid workshops on YouTube, and they've unlocked them so that they're free right now. It's unbelievable.
It's unbelievable.
Like what, you know, I'll become a taxi driver and give away cab rides for free. I don't know, like whatever.
What I was thinking of doing was winning the lottery and starting to make cameras for free, and just give those away.
That might be a little hardware intensive.
It'd be hardware intensive, but it would indeed teach people a lesson that they can't go around scuppering people's plans. I don't understand the rationale behind it. I get. It's
like Adobe. Like if Adobe, you know, gave away. I mean, they already have a almost an unlimited amount of tutorials online as it is.
Yeah.
But they might not be entertaining. They might not be like a real one-on-one sort of workshop sort of environment where you're entertained while you learn.
Yeah.
But the fact that, you know, anyways, what's your story, Chris? We've got a full half hour, everybody.
I want to hear more of the Nikon story. I'm standing up, Rob.
That's all it is.
I'm standing up. I'm standing up to look at something on the back. You know what? You know what I think? I think that people will see as well. I've moved from my usual lush wine onto a beautiful Irish cider. That's where we are in life.
Harkening back to your teenage years, are you?
Well, as you know, I've been BMXing this
Buckfast
week.
and cider.
Oh, geez, no, I'm not even joking you. I did contemplate Buckfast for the
little Bucky
for the holiday. I thought, why wouldn't we do it? Why wouldn't you do it? And then go and stand maybe like 1.90 meters away from someone. I love to live dangerously. Okay. Yeah, the Nikon thing, I'll just say this. I think that I can see it's really ill-conceived. I can kind of see what's happening. Somebody's come up with an idea, you know, let's help people, let's do something, you know, and give something some stuff. But they haven't thought of the smaller guy in the street for sure.
No, that's a photographer, a small town photographer's income.
Yeah.
Or even a big town photographer. You think about, depending upon the level of the workshop that they're actually providing,
yeah.
that could cut out some major
Jeez.
photographers' incomes.
But in fairness, Rob, as you and I know, there's people here doing it for free who are small people. You know what I mean? Yeah. So,
but then you pay, you get what you pay for.
You get what you pay for. I'm going to write a letter to Nick on. That's it.
Glad I don't shoot it.
What? Well, I just have to shackle them. Okay, my one starts with, and is it news? Do I really provide news, Rob? I think this is the question I've been asking myself. For these events, do you do news? You do news so well. I don't do news. I do stuff. You know what I mean?
Tell me something that's interesting that you've come across this week.
Good for you, Rob. I see what you're doing. You're very good. You bring me back in. You see my weaknesses and you heal them. You put a sticky plaster of love on them. It's wonderful. Okay. Mine is very simple. And I'm looking at the screen. I'm reading this off the screen because that's what I do best. Okay.
Your teleprompter?
Teleprompter. It's a teleprompter. Why didn't I think of that? That makes me... Rob, I'm going to tell you something. You're a healing...
Go ahead.
You're a healing entity. You're a walking, talking crystal.
Oh, Jesus.
It's a fact.
I'll tell you about the crystals off camera later.
Well, that's okay, because I'm trying to think of my wearing man today. I take my t-shirt off and then I spend half the day looking for my crystal. Anyway, enough about that. We don't want people thinking I'm any crazy now. Okay.
First story.
British Journal of Photography. Okay. The Palm Photo Prize 2020 announces its shortlist. Oh, I hear you say, Palm Photo Prize 2020. What could that be? Well,
is Pam the stuff that you spray inside the frying pan so it doesn't stick?
Oh, I did use that once. I didn't like it, Rob, and I'll tell you why. Because it took me too many. I had to squirt it too many times, and I thought I was over. It says 5 squirts.
Too much grease.
Yeah, but I would take 20 because it wouldn't work in 5. 5 wouldn't fry an egg. You know what I mean? Well, not you eat an egg, of course.
No.
I've let myself down again. God, I told you I'm floundering this week. I'm finding it difficult. But let me take you.
So you mean the Palm Awards?
Oh, there we go. Oh, you're so Canadian.
Palm.
What did I say? Palm?
Palm.
Oh, no, I say
Pam.
I also say work, which annoys Leah. Work. She says
with an O.
Yeah, she says about too much emphasis in the K. It makes her feel sick. Work. She actually does say it. When if you have a nice meal, Rob, and I always think the best bit of the meal is on the plate after you eat it. You know what I mean? It's a mixture of all the lovely things. So I would sometimes get my finger. The way the French get a bit of bread and they mop a bit of wine and they mop it up. I sometimes get my finger. I just bring my finger across the plate. I know it's not classy. I'm from a housing estate, for fuck's sake. Pardon my French. I bring it across and I lick it. And Leah said it's not the action of doing it. It's the noise I make when I lick my finger. And
the moaning that you might be doing too?
There's kind of like a kind of noise. I can't recreate the noise without doing it. It's kind of a slappy noise. But anyway.
Anyways.
Okay, it's now been chastised again for my linguistics.
So your Palm Awards.
My Palm Awards. My Palm Awards. Yes, so it's 108 photographers in the running for the annual prize and print sale, and 100% of the profits go to the artists. So that's nice, isn't it? That doesn't happen great. All the time. So, and it's not massively big news, but it's worth going and looking at. The work is I love looking at new work. I love looking at contemporary work. I love looking at things that make me think. So this is a nice mixture of, it's not just portraits, it's kind of stuff that's abstract, it's documented. There's a whole rake of stuff going on. Cool. So what else have we got in lockdown? We can't do our classes anymore because Nikon have stabbed.
Giving it away.
They've stabbed me in the stomach. I'm lying bleeding in the street. So whenever I'm down there, I hold my phone up to my face and I see the Palm Awards, and it cheers me along.
Cool.
Do you like that story? Is it a story? Rob, would you consider that a story in all honesty?
It's news. It's news to you. I mean, my next story is kind of similar to that.
Yeah. Oh, really?
It's well, it's not necessarily awards, but it's from a photoeditor.com, and Paul Eldridge has iPhone photo once a day project that he's been doing since like 2010 or 2009 or something.
That's showing off, isn't it?
every day he's been taking a photo on his iPhone.
Good gracious.
So there you go. That says something about iPhones, at least.
Yeah, and also,
But he has certain rules.
Yes, I love that. I knew you were going to come on to this. I was doing a talk today, or this week, and I talked about rules. I love rules when it comes to this shit.
Well, it's good when you can constrain yourself to
100%.
to doing something the same way over and over and over for consistency's sake.
Exactly.
So these are his rules for keeping consistent.
Oh, lovely.
He only makes the images on his iPhone. They have to be shot vertically. They're always in black and white. And he can only alter the images within the apps on his iPhone. And then it has to be uploaded as a daily post via the phone.
To Instagram.
So it has to come up from there.
On Insta. Okay, so and there's no editing beyond that. It lives there.
Yeah. And they're beautiful. They're contrasty black and white, really graphic images, of his daily routines, of cityscapes, country stuff. But they're really nice and graphic. So I'll put the link down below in the description.
And always portrait.
Yeah, always shot vertically.
Nice. I like that. The rules thing is very important, Rob, to me, because I think it's one of those things that, whenever I was teaching people photography before Nikon came in, I would always say to them that, people would always ask me about cards and size of cards and SD cards and everything else, 64 and all that nonsense. And I would say to them the same thing, that I always, in my head, have a roll of film in my camera. Always. It's always 36 shots, always 36 shots. And it stops you, with your 9 million shots on a 64 gig card, going absolutely ballistic at the whole thing. I always have 36 shots, and whenever I take them, I mentally take the film out of the camera and put it in my pocket, and then load up again. So that's kind of my rules.
That's a good rule to have for stuff that you're doing for yourself.
Yeah,
definitely.
Oh,
because it makes you, really concentrate on stuff.
Rob, you've just uncovered something.
What's that?
Unintentionally. Yes, this is where it all comes from. This is where it makes sense. I hunted for this. I keep asking myself this question. With this conversation ages ago about me only taking a few shots every time I do stuff.
Yep.
And you laughed. You laughed out loud.
And
not in a mocking sense, but I felt it was mocking in a sense. And
don't worry, I'm not mocking you now.
I know, it's fine. I could never work out why that was. It's the bloody 36 rule.
Your rule.
It's my rule. It's embedded deep within me. But in fairness, I was doing fine art stuff. But I have to say, I should have discarded that whenever I moved over to doing more commercially stuff. Good for you, Rob, for pointing that out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because my finger wasn't going at
the great thing, when I was coming up in film in the 80s and 90s, when we were shooting medium format, you're shooting the Hasselblad or Mamiya or whatever, you're shooting 10 frames or 12 frames, that was a garment.
Okay, yeah, I get you, yeah.
That was one garment.
Yeah.
So you shoot the 12 frames on a Blad, or you shoot the 10 frames on a Mamiya, and that was a garment. And if you were really stuck and you went to 2 rolls, then you went to 2 rolls. But otherwise, it was always done in like those multiples of 10 or 12.
Okay, I hear you. Yeah. Yeah, because you showed me what stuff you'd done in the Erigal, wasn't it? Was it difficult?
Yeah.
And you were. I wouldn't say you were rattling them off, but you were.
I was rattling them off.
You're rattling them off. Yeah, but I didn't.
Just because you can't, in low dim light like that, you couldn't. You can't guarantee anything. So you focus, you autofocus, you manually focus, you lean a little forward, lean a little back. Just try to make sure that you're always grasping the focus.
But that was new. But it wasn't news to me. Of course, I knew that, but it was news to me that I wasn't doing it. Do you know what I mean? Now, in fairness, if you weren't in stills, with the Sony, I can rattle them off. You know what I mean? You can rattle each. Well, in fact, Jesus, you touch the button, there's 20 shots. But it does make a difference. It makes a difference to what you're capturing, but it also makes a difference to the whenever you're doing your post. You have to get through. You're a bit more meticulous with the whole thing. But there you go. Thank you very much, buddy. You've just unearthed. I probably won't sleep tonight. maybe cry a bit. Okay. What's your next one, Rob? You have a few.
Well, I just found out yesterday that some photographers, we're still dealing with this COVID-19 thing, and we're going to be off for a minimum another 3 weeks, no matter what. Yeah. This is May 8th today. Yeah. Another 3 weeks for sure. Mm-hmm. There's people, and we're rural. We're basically Belfast, Northern Ireland. You know, we don't have a huge, death rate here. I hate to use those words, but anyways, New York's back to work.
No.
I found out yesterday that some commercial photographers are going back to work in New York, using the distancing thing. Yeah. But they're excuse my French, they're working. They're working.
But because they have to.
I don't know if they have to. If they have to, it's because, an assignment needs to be done. Yeah. I don't think, this specific person that I'm thinking of doesn't need to work.
They could wait.
But it just, and I'm not bad-mouthing this photographer at all. I'm sure there's a lot of pressure coming from a client or, whatever to get it done. But I just don't, especially I would think in New York, it's not something that's, they should not be opening things up yet.
But do you not think that, because I've been thinking this a lot, I'm in for I have the 3 month, thing to contend with. So I'm not even halfway through that. So, it's kind of like, if you think on it, that if you can't do it, let's say it's lifted in 3 weeks, but I can't work for another 9 weeks or 10 weeks, and there's a job comes up, and you have to turn it down. Mm-hmm. You're honor bound to turn it down, and it goes to someone else. That is a concern.
I'm sorry, just quickly, can you explain to me this 3 month thing?
Oh yeah, if you have a letter of because Leah had a brain hemorrhage, if you are under, people with certain illnesses aren't have to stay in totally confined for 3 months. So you're not allowed out. You're now, in fairness, So 3 months. It is a 3 months rule. We thought it was 3 weeks when we read the letter, and that seemed kind of crazy.
But you can't leave?
Nobody in the house can leave. Yeah. Now, do we go out in the car? Yeah, of course we do. We go out and take Luna out whenever he has to sleep, because it's the only way he gets to sleep, and it gives us a massive break. But we don't go out. Do I go for walks on the beach? Yeah, I do go for walks on the beach at 6 a.m. or 6:30 a.m. when there's nobody around. But technically, you're not allowed to go and do anything.
Wow.
Now, it's not illegal, of course. Nobody's going to put you in jail. It's not like Trump's coming over to kick my ass. But it's a letter saying that you're advised not to do that. But loads of people have got them. You know what I mean? So, if you have that upon you, that if you go out and do a job, that you're essentially kind of flying in the face of the medical advice, and of course nobody flies in the face of medical advice nowadays. So if you have a job, let's say there was a film come up, and it was for 18 weeks, and I was, almost, let's say 3 weeks coming to the end of my 3 months. What do you do? Do you do it? Take a chance, or do you not? So I kind of, these things are quandaries.
Well, I think, and I know we're running out of time here, but I think you'd find a new place to bed down at night.
Yeah, I think.
I mean, you can't lose that. You couldn't lose 18 weeks worth of work.
No.
You would live at a friend's house, for the last 3 weeks.
Rob, you're offering? You've offered me a tent.
No way. No, you can have the studio if you want. You can go sleep in the studio. But no.
The studio would be awesome.
You wouldn't last 30 seconds here with all the dogs and the animals.
No, I feel as though you're right, Rob. But I feel it was a nice, honest offer. But in hindsight, I'm going to have to turn it down. Not the studio, of course, but the dog thing.
What's your story?
Okay, I've only done one, haven't I? I'm going to go to two. Have I done two?
I think, yeah. I think
No.
we've done two.
Oh,
But anyways, moving
okay.
on to the next one.
Okay. This is nice. It's kind of light, but it's kind of lovely. It is the whole still a portrait of our nation 2020. Okay. Don't roll your eyes, Rob. Don't roll your eyes. I rolled my eyes in a row. But it's essentially the Duchess. She's called the Duchess.
Oh, yes, I heard about this, yeah.
The Duchess. So I'm called the Duchess of Cambridge.
Katie.
I do like her. I wouldn't be a fan of the royal family. I don't wish. I explained this to my son today. I don't wish them any harm, of course. But I wouldn't be a massive fan. But anyway, here we are.
They're entertaining.
Entertaining is the right thing. Entertaining is the right thing. She could be very. You know, if we met, she might. I imagine she would probably. I'm going to send her a link to this, Rob.
Go there, you go.
Maybe we should have said a lot.
Link in the description.
A link in the description. The Katie. Okay, so it's essentially, they want you to put in, you know what? They want you to take a photograph to kind of cover what we're going through. It's not rocket science, but I do like the idea of it. I like the National Portrait Gallery, getting in the act. Of course, there's loads of people getting in the act. You know what I mean? There's loads of stuff. There's Katie there. Very, very nice. She is obviously doing it from her own house. She looks very, very content, very, very nicely finished off walls from what I can see. But the camera, she's doing it through she maybe needs somebody to chat to her about that. But there you go. It's the project has been.
Maybe she should talk to what's the Madison Beckham?
Oh, who's
what's
that?
the Beckham boy?
Oh, really? Is he doing stuff?
David Beckham's son is a photographer.
Is he? Is it good?
That's good wine.
That's my cider is really, really nice. It's really.
I'm changing the subject. Moving on.
Don't say it's good wine. You don't want a response. My cider's lovely. You know what it is, Rob? I'm going to say this because I know this is obviously about photography, but sometimes what you drink can help your photography. You know what? If you drink wine a lot, because of situations, and then you change over to a wee drip of cider, it's a totally different hit. This is quite dull. It's like being hit in the head with a hammer. You know what I mean?
It's very sweet. Cider's very, very sweet.
It is very sweet. It definitely piles on the pile.
It's too sweet for me.
Well, as you know, I've been starting to ride my BMX, so cider suits me perfectly. I like warm cider as well, just so that everyone knows.
You doing any rails yet?
No, I haven't, because I'm scared of falling off my bike.
Backflips?
In COVID situations and hurting myself. No, I'm just
breaking your hip?
I'm doing bunny hops.
Breaking your hip?
Doing bunny hops. I'm doing lots of bunny hops. And I have to say, Patrick, because Patrick just learned to ride his bike this week, after not being interested at all. And I ride every single morning, really super early, to a big car park, and we're reeling around, and he's doing bunny hops, and I'm doing bunny hops, and it's like good, beautiful stuff. There you go. Do you want me to do another one? You do yours.
Yeah, go ahead. No, do one more.
Okay.
And then I'll do my last one.
Mine's super short. It's Lomography has launched a £40 reusable underwater camera.
I saw that. That's pretty cool.
I think there's nothing to be mocked about that. It's lens focal length 31mm, shutter speed 120, analog. Let's see, focus in 1 meter to infinity, built-in flash, one AA battery. They've thought.
What do they suggest for your ISO? What film should you be putting in it?
Well, this
400,
is
800?
Yeah, they're saying 4. It says preloaded with color negative 400 films. That must be the kind of setting. Yeah. So it's okay. We go on. Well, you can imagine the images. It's kind of nice. It's kind of New Yorky, pinky kind of. Yeah, it's nice. I actually.
Cool.
I wouldn't rule it out. I don't ever use it in the bath. I do see some, Rob. Just so you know. Are you away? Are you there? You.
No, sorry, I just stopped our timer. We've got about 3 minutes left here.
Right, go. You go, Rob.
I got a fluff piece.
You got a what?
Total fluff. Fluff. It's a fluff piece.
Oh, Rob, are you okay? Is it hurting you? Do you want me to come over and pick it out?
It's not that kind of fluff. It's Canon fluff.
Okay, hold the tongue.
There's a rumor that there's a new Canon lens coming out.
What is that?
But it's totally unique.
Oh.
It's a zoom.
Uh-huh.
And the focal range is 70 to 135. How bizarre is that, right? You think about that, you go 70 to 135.
What are they trying to cover there?
It's 70 to 135 f2.
Sounds quite old-fashioned.
70 to 135 f2. It's a headshot lens.
How
It's a
much?
portrait lens.
How much is it?
Don't know yet. It's still sort of in the rumor stages. It's for the new cameras, the RF mount. But I'm telling you, that lens is going to be crazy popular.
Yeah, of course. I think.
70 to 135 f2.
Would you buy it if you had a Canon?
If I had a Canon, yeah, absolutely.
Do you think Sony will
For
follow suit?
headshots and portraits and stuff, that's
It's
I
kinda
mean,
perfect.
wide open, as long as it's sharp wide open. I
Yeah.
mean, that's going to be crazy.
But I'd say if it's for the new cameras, it's going to be sharp wide open, isn't it?
Yeah. It'll be $2,000. It'll be $2,000. It'll be 1,500 pounds, I bet.
It's not bad.
At
is
least
it?
1,500 pounds.
They will sell at least 3 of them after the economic meltdown. I can make one. I'll make a copy of it. That's what we'll do. That's crazy, isn't it? That's nice.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to hearing some reviews about the camera. Are you gonna
Which
go
camera?
The new
The R5, R6?
Yeah. Are you going to go back, Rob? You going to sell up and
Oh,
go back?
no. Are you kidding? The new Sony's coming out in the summer.
I know.
The A7 S3 or whatever.
What's it going to be? Super duper?
Stupid. Oh, yeah. It'll
Yeah.
be stupid video stuff.
Yeah.
I'm sure it's going to be a 10-bit,
Yeah. I think
10-bit
you're right.
internal.
Yeah. I should have held off, Rob.
That'll be the minimum.
I jumped in too soon.
You don't shoot that much video.
I know, but I love having stuff, Rob. It's my working class pass. I just need to hold on to stuff.
A9 II next.
Well, that's mine. I'm looking at the A9 II now. I can only, if Nikon would stop screwing me over, I'd have one in a couple of weeks.
Yeah. Taking all of your revenue from your workshops.
Unbelievable. Well, what I'm going to say to you is I'm going to put a link on to 2 things. One, Belfast Exposed are doing, they want people to send in stuff similar to the Katie stuff. And also the new parameters, which is run by the Nerve Centre and the National Museums. Put a link on there for people to go on and have a gander. There's some nice stuff happening. Yeah, there you go. We're right up now. We're over. Are we over?
We're pretty much there, Chris.
Rob, I've missed you. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm not going to lie.
It was a great half hour, Chris.
Was that half an hour?
And yeah. And we'll see you next week.
Rob, I'll see you next week.
I'll see you then, Chris. Bye.
Chowder.
3, 2,